production company. A gentleman named Rick Hurwitz came to me.
Sounds rich.
Yeah. He came to me and was like, I want to do this car show because I was getting my cars actually done at West Coast Customs.
Whoa! I didn't know that.
So he and I was just sitting around cracking jokes, making people laugh and shit. And so he was like, you'd be a great host. I was like, fuck you. I'm not gonna fucking.
And at the time, because there's nothing else to compare it to.
Yeah, there's nothing to compare it to.
Right.
So literally did the pilot in somebody one of the camera guys' backyard. He had a friend of his. We literally put an air freshener and put some new hubcaps and watched the shit. Wow. That was like what we did to the car. Wow. And so, he came in and was like, oh, this is great. And I was just fucking with him and making jokes about him and his car. And so they took it to MTV. They bought 10 episodes.
Damn. Oh,
and they put us on at like 11 o'clock at night. The show came on and then it just took off out of the atmosphere, and then we ended up being part of like next to the Ashton Kutcher show, the Punk show.
Punk.
They packaged me with Punk'd and Bam, and then it became
Jackass.
Yeah, those guys.
Wow.
And so that's when it really like became like this international.
I'm just
thing.
counting your money right now.
How many seasons? How many seasons was it?
It was 7 seasons of that.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. That when they put you together with that, that's when you knew your tax bracket got different.
No, it did not.
It did not. No ways with your exposure back.
It did not, and I'm not going to get into that because it turned out to be a benefit on my side anyway.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Because the exposure and the way that I became a household name was it allowed me to go in and start doing films and start doing my own thing outside of what that is. Now, Pimp My Ride was the catalyst for all of the car shows that you see now.
Yes.
There was no other car show. It was like, I don't think the Speed Channel had even existed when we first came. So it was a lot that was going on with that show. At first it started like, really, what people miss about Pimp My Ride is that it wasn't about me, it wasn't about the car, it wasn't even about the kid, it's about wish fulfillment. It was about somebody.
About what? I'm sorry?
Wish fulfillment.
Okay.
Like people at home thinking that this could happen to me.
Oh yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so.
Yeah, you're right.
Right, and so people,
just like Jerry Springer was the opposite. Like this can happen.
Yeah,
to me.
Right. But everybody has if you don't have a lot of money, everybody has a shitty car.
Right.
Everybody wishes they could make it look better. I don't have enough to get a new one, but I like what I have.
Right.
And so, once it got away from that and turned into, okay, hold this Sprite can and look this way, and then put the video, games up on the thing, I was like, where is all these checks going? You know what I'm saying? And then they hand me my little fee for hosting, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, yo, man, all right, cool. So, let me finish my thing because I'm a man of my word. I always complete what I started. You know what I'm saying? I always fulfill my contracts. And so once it was done, it was done. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up going and doing films and really like focusing on my shit. And when I first did Pimp My Ride, I was kind of like nobody was talking to me. Like my peers in hip hop didn't have an opinion at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know. Explain.
Yeah, because as you said, this is something that didn't exist before.
Okay.
So cats was sitting back looking like, what is this nigga doing?
Where's this gonna lead?
You know what I'm saying? It's just going, so you can't high five a motherfucker unless you know he gonna win in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And so I felt like the show was taking away my credibility of what I had already done. You know? And so, because people, I was used to having cats like us walking up to me like, hey man, you know what I'm saying, my nigga, you know what I'm saying? But and now I got soccer moms.
That's what I'm
coming up saying, give me a kiss. You know what I'm saying? Do you hear my records? You know what I'm talking about? And so then it was kind of like a tough thing for me because it was taking so much time. I wasn't able to tour. I wasn't able to record albums.
Oh, damn, I definitely didn't know.
I was there filming. So I didn't have time to put out records.
So how roughly, like one season, how many weeks would it take?
Well, see, that's the thing. It's usually 13 episodes per season.
Per season,
right?
wow.
But then somewhere in the contract and the fine print is like, oh, we're gonna do season 13A.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? And 13B and C and like, hey, hold on, you extending the seasons without upping my shit. You know what I'm saying? And so it was kind of like that's the game, that the tug of war that was happening up until they couldn't.
So, like, I hear most people are loving hip hop, and they'll say, you know what, Nori? I didn't make a lot of money, but I got the exposure, and the exposure was worth it. Is that something that you kind of relate to?
Well, that's what I say to make myself sleep better at night. But no, all jokes aside, man, I love what Pimp My Ride did. Dude, I can go around the fucking world and people recognize if they don't know me from my music, if they don't know me from my acting or whatever, then they know me from that. And I'll take either one. Right. Because as I matured, I figured out that Q rating is what's going to dictate what you can and can't do. Because if you're putting asses in the seats, people recognize you, face recognition, then you can work in this industry. You know?
Was it ever not being fun? When, like, before you knew about the business part of it?
No, I mean, even when the business was not exciting, I think the only thing that, because, I mean, people always say you did some fucked up shit to that car and Pimp My Ride, or whatever it was, or people, like, just the wild shit. Okay. But I didn't do shit to the car. You know what I'm saying? I was in the beginning and at the end. You know what I'm saying? I never fixed nothing.
It took it out on you.
Right. But I was the face of the show.
Yeah.
So that ended up being all of my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so when the bad parts came, they blamed you too?
All of it.
I didn't know that.
All of it. But there was this thing that happened that kind of, if you remember, there was a switch of garages. It went from West Coast Customs and it went over to a different garage.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
And there was an instance where, and I bring that up because I was the face of the show.
Right.
So one of the cars wasn't fixed correctly, and long story short, this kid was driving this vehicle that was supposed to be like damn near brand new, and the steering wheel came off when he was, driving that shit. He put it on the brake and the shit swerved to the side. He was able to get out of traffic, right?
Wow.
So imagine if that shit would have killed him. You know what I'm saying? Who'd be the face of that too? Wow. So be careful what you ally yourself with, and what it may be huge, it may be great, but at the same time, you got to be careful of who you are and what you represent to that brand.
That's probably the longest clip we've ever had, and man, that motherfucker was full of gems, nigga. Shout out to the X to the Z, nigga. Man, thank you, brother. Thank you. My ducks. My swans, welcome to the pod. My name is Dorian from Group82music.com, and right here we got Xzibit talking about Pimp My Ride and what it did for his career and what it didn't do, etc. For those of y'all are kind of young, and I know y'all don't understand what Pimp My Ride is, so I'm gonna let you know. Pimp My Ride was a show where they would take a piece of shit car, a van, a Pinto, whatever, and they would soup it up. They would put rims on it. They would put TVs in there. I think one had like a swimming pool or some shit. They put PlayStations. They put like a beer tap in a couple of them. And it was like a cool show on MTV. We were MTV kids. Anytime MTV had a new show, we was watching that shit. And it was really, really cool. And Xzibit was a for real hardcore West Coast gangster rapper. And so when people saw him on this, like, what the fuck is he doing? And he seemed kind of corny on that motherfucker, man. But as you start getting into this entertainment shit, you start getting into this music shit, you realize very early that, nigga, everything's corny. Like, there is nobody out here in the music business or the entertainment business that has done something that's like, oh, everything they do is 100% cool. Everybody has done or said some corny shit. It's just a part of it. So if you're going to be on camera, you're going to be making content, you have to realize that you can't be just a cool motherfucker that's making content. You can't just be chilling and half-ass saying shit, nigga. I mean, brother, this guy stinks! Like, don't nobody want to watch that shit. And as you get more animated, as you get more energy, as you start talking about more shit, it's gonna come off sometimes as corny. That's how it is. But you know what's not corny? The motherfucking paychecks. But to listen to what he was saying was like, it took a credibility hit to what he had done. People was coming up to him like, man, what the fuck are you on? He's not able to make music. He's not able to have the passion like he once did. And these are things that happen when you start making money, you start expanding into other aspects of your business. Y'all always ask me when I'm making new music, when I'm making new music, when I'm making music. And I love that y'all ask me that. I love that y'all want new music from me. I love that y'all hold me accountable. I really, really love that. So please stay on my ass on that shit. But Group 82 Music, Group 82 Media, now my YouTube channel, my Instagram. I'm a father. Other stuff I have coming down the line. I have employees. I have new interns, people that I'm training. I'm pulled every which way. So to lock in and make music, it gets a lot more difficult as you start making a lot more money. But I still find a way to express myself creatively through my art every time that I need to do it. That's gonna happen to you too. Y'all wonder why it takes Kendrick a while, why it might take Cole a while, might take Drake a while, why it might take Travis, why it might take Jay-Z a while. They getting pulled every which way, like Xzibit was talking about here. Another thing he said I want y'all to pay attention to, he was talking about attaching himself to the brands. You gotta be careful, man. A lot of people have hit me up about deals. They've hit me up about they want me to sponsor this or post about this or say this and do that. And I look at their shit and I'm within 3 seconds like, I'm not fucking with you, I'm not doing that. Cause like he said, the example he gave about that kid would have died, that would have been on him. Even though he wasn't the face of the actual garage and legally he wouldn't have been liable, the image hit is there. And back then you didn't have social media to put yourself in a position to recover from that. That'd have been it. You gotta be extremely conscious about whose podcast you go on, who you bring on your podcast, who you do collaborations with, who you want to repost your stuff. You gotta look at people's backgrounds and see what they're on. Cause there's a lot of fucked up people out here and you won't know until you really start digging. I've made some mistakes and nothing didn't get big where I was like, damn, I'm glad I didn't share that content with that person who was really fucked up, but I should have done more research. Ain't nobody perfect, but goddamn, I can't have you lying my brand, you doing some crazy ass shit. The last thing I want y'all to pay attention to what he said Q rating. Q rating is some TV advertisement formula bullshit. At the end of the day, it's about, can people watch you? Can you put ass in the seats? Will people pay attention to you? Basically, did you build a brand that people fuck with? My ducks, my swans, welcome to the ponds. Hey man, that shit's corny. Man, that shit's my fucking brand, bro. Who else in the world saying that? Some of y'all say it every day. Some of y'all kids are saying that shit. That's another reason why I did it that way. When you hear my ducks, my swans, welcome to the pond, who is that? That's Dorian. And you know you about to get some knowledge, and you know you're gonna get something that's gonna add some sort of value to your life. That's a fucking brand. It took a long time to get here, and I'm gonna keep doing it. What's your brand? Does you want to talk shit in the fucking comments? All you pussy ass bitches. I wish I could beat all y'all motherfucking ass, man. I really do. Like, I really, really do. Like, all you pussy ass, bitch ass, hiding behind fake profile ass niggas. I wish I could fuck all y'all up. What you gonna do? What's your brand? Where you work at? Subway? That fake ass chicken? Weak ass bitch? What's your brand? For all my real artists in here, what's your brand? What's your brand, man? What are you known for? All my singers are here, all my ducks, all my swans. What are you known for? If you can't say it like that, you don't have one. Because if you can't say it like that, your audience definitely can't. Take a lesson from Xzibit. Take a lesson from me. There's money to be made out here. It's just a matter if you want to go get it or not. You somebody want to go get it, click that link up top on Instagram, click the link in the box on YouTube. Mouth the pond. Y'all stay true. About that. Always focus on my futures while you never see me look back. Late nights, early mornings, all the real ones fear that. Group82music.com.